Welcome back to Fantasy Island. You have Sweet Tea today covering week 15 recap and looking forward to week 16, second round of the playoffs, guys. Listen, I'm not going to be like Bombo and rattle off all kinds of stuff and give you guys some insights. I mean, I leave that for him. This guy, he's a little bit of a guru, a little bit of a savant that way, pops off with all kinds of weird stuff. But what I am going to say is if you guys didn't make it out of the first round of the playoffs, chances are you done fucked up. I mean, there's a good chance that you guys played some studs. And let's face it, there's a lot of guys that just shit the bed for you. And I don't blame you. I'd be pissed if that was the case. Look, I had Jamar Chase in my lineup. I understand. Look, it was a gamble with him in the lineup no matter what, but did expect something better because Browning can throw the ball. Browning all of a sudden is putting up points. So we know that Chase is possible to get points. Hell, everybody else is feasting over there. Why not him? But he hasn't been. And I get it. You got to play your studs. You got to play your studs. You got to play your studs. But you know what? You're not to blame for that one. Listen, I had him in my lineup. He shit the bed for me. So, I mean, guys, AJ Brown. AJ Brown didn't get dick. That's unacceptable. But I tell you guys, if for whatever reason you limp dicked it into the second round of the playoffs, hats off to you. I know that I'm in the second round of the playoffs, barely. Luckily, I made it in. Limp dicked it myself. I know that Bombo's there. He crushed it. He crushed it going into the second round of the playoffs. By the way, guys, I crushed RW King, and you know what? It felt good. Just gonna say that. Throwing that out there. It felt good. Although he did spank me to eliminate me from playoffs in a different fantasy league. So I guess, tit for tat type of thing. But looking forward to week 16, second round of the playoffs. If you guys were fortunate to be able to make it and get into the playoffs, let's look at this. I get it. Player studs. You don't want to overthink things, but you want to be kind of suspect about certain guys. You want to be a little bit critical because now it's coming down to the nitty gritty. Now, a lot of this is who's the more savvy owner? Who's going to be able to do what they do? So, I mean, at the time of me recording this right now, the Thursday game just popped off. Took a flyer, put in Puka Nakua over Jamar Chase, and Puka blew up. I mean, let's face it, he blew up for me. 42 points in my league. Our scoring is a little bit different, but in most PPR scoring leagues, he got you some massive fantasy points last night. 160, 4 yards and a tutty. Thank you very much, Mr. Puka Nakua. That just sets you up for having good shot at winning week 2 and advancing into your championship round. But if you don't, hey, it's been a hell of a season, right? Hell of a ride. That's okay, guys. You played who you needed to play because you thought that was your stud. And guess what? It's going to get you where it's going to get you. And nobody's going to fault you for that. So I certainly don't. Okay. We may be talking shit here from time to time, but you know what? It's all in good jest. It's all in good fun. Fuck it. That being said, you got to look forward to week 16. Look at those matchups and who are you going to play in what scenarios and what situations. Is there anybody in the Steelers worth playing? Well, Najee Harris stinks. That whole entire running game stinks. No, I take that back. That whole entire offense stinks. I mean, they're talking about firing the head coach for a reason. So I wouldn't play anybody in there. I wouldn't touch anybody from the Jets. I wouldn't touch anybody from the Commanders. I mean, Sam Howell maybe, but the Jets actually still have a pretty decent defense. So, that matchup, I don't know about that. Bills, Chargers, if you got anybody on the Bills, you'll probably feast. I would play them definitely. I think a couple of the fantasy matchups to be looking at this week in the second round of the playoffs is going to have to be Lions, Vikings. If you have anybody on the Lions team that's worth a damn, which there's a lot of them, guys, let's not kid ourselves. The Lions put up fantasy points. You're going to want to play them. If you got anybody playing against the Cowboys, Dolphins, that should be some type of shootout. I do expect a lot of points coming out of that game. And Ravens and Niners should be a pretty hell of a good game. A lot of fantasy points should be coming out of that. Guys, I will say this one thing. If you are a CMC owner, I would be nervous because and I say if the Niners do just wrap everything up, they play and they ball out this week against the Ravens, and you do advance into the finals, riding the coattails of CMC, I'm speaking to somebody I know, I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous because they're probably going to be benching CMC going into the final week. I just don't see him playing that much. So I don't know. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one because there's a good shot that your stud is going to be on the bench because they don't want to risk anything with him. And if that's the case, you're going to have a tough go at your championship game. but I'm sure you guys will figure it out. You'll get creative. But listen, there's going to be plenty of guys out there grabbing some points, getting you some hella points out there. And look, that's what this is all about, right? All we're here is to have a good time, talk some shit, win your division, win your league, and get those bragging rights. Hopefully, you're not the hanging sack, last dude on the totem pole over there in your league that gets the nutsack award. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Nothing too groundbreaking this week, but just wanted to kind of throw it out there and say, hey, cheers to everyone who made it to the second round. We here at Fantasy Island wish you guys all the best. And since Christmas Day is almost upon us, if you'd like to kind of pay it and get the guys at Fantasy Island something nice for Christmas, we don't ask for much, but it would be nice if you guys kind of help us out, help the show out, like, comment, share, and most importantly, please subscribe because it really does help the show out. We're doing this for you. We love doing it. We suck at it, but we're getting better. And with that said, guys, I'm wishing everybody happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa, everything to everybody. We love all of you guys. So for the Fantasy Island crew, Bombo, RW King, I'm Sweet Tea, and we are out.